Hey guys, it's Mr. Lupton, and this week we're going to start digging into the more specific aspect of economics of this course. So the whole course is economics and personal finance, and we've really focused more on personal finance, although there's really a lot of overlap with economics and a lot of the things that go into personal finance. It's hard to separate the ideas, but really this week we're gonna dig in specifically to some of um, the more theoretical, if you will, things that go into economics. I like to think of economics as being like big and flashy, kind of like this picture. Although for some people, economics is a little more like this, a little more pragmatic, shall we say, a little more utilitarian, where it has some really, really, really important practical applications to it. And then for some other people, I think economics looks a little more like this. Like if we can take the economics concepts and apply them in a little bit more fun and imaginative ways, it takes the ideas that we should be getting out of the discipline of economics. It makes it fun. It makes it something that really can make a difference in how we think about the world and how we think about how people and governments and countries and businesses all make decisions about how to use things. That's really what economics is all about. Now, before we get into that this week, I do want to point out that I've shared with you guys a copy of our weekly schedule that takes you through this week, which is April 20th through 24th, that we see right here, all the way through the end of the school year, or as long as we're going to go through the school year. At least I'll end about a week early. So this week, there's really two things I want you guys to focus on. The first thing is I want you to take the beginning of the week, the first day that you work on stuff for this class, and really just focus in on reattempting these two EverFi module quizzes on higher education. So you can review in the Quizlet that I've linked to here to help you with some of the vocab that goes along with that. And we'll also have our regularly scheduled Zoom session where I'm happy to talk with you guys about questions that you're seeing in those final quizzes that you might have questions about. So just as a quick reminder, there's the higher education in the classic version, and then the financing higher education in the new version. So if you're in the classic version, which looks like this, and you need to get to the higher education module, if you just click on it, it'll take you right to the beginning. But since you guys should have completed this module already, to get to the point where you can just retake the quiz, what you need to do is click on the overview over here on the side and scroll down to the section on higher education. There's a little plus sign next to it that will expand the menu. And we'll scroll down. And your higher education final quiz will be blue so that you can click on it and go right to the quiz. And you just retake the quiz instead of having to go through the whole module again. And that's really the approach I want you guys to take. I don't necessarily need you to spend the time going through the entire module since you've done it before. And hopefully the work that we've done in the 2 weeks after you first started learning about this topic have helped you really think through some of the things that are going to show up on the quiz for higher education. So that's in the classic view. In the new course, this one's a little bit easier. You guys just click on the module that we're doing, which is Module 6, Financing Higher Education. And you'll be able to click on the link to retake the quiz. So it's simply right there. And I encourage you guys to work on retaking that quiz to get the highest score that you would want to get on the EverFis. And that will basically go in to PowerSchool as part of your score on this unit on higher education, along with the activities that we did the past 2 weeks, from taking the notes about the different things you need to know about higher education, to planning for your own higher education, to getting money to pay for that future higher education. So all that stuff will be incorporated in how I determine how well you've mastered the concepts that are on here. Look over this and make sure you've got the idea of what you're doing first. And again, we'll have our regularly scheduled Zoom session either on Monday or Tuesday, depending on what course section you're in, and we can talk about any of these things. The second half of the week, you're going to need to start getting into Virtual Virginia. And we're going to use the modules in Virtual Virginia to help us with the activities, learning about the topics that we need to learn about in really pure economics. So in Virtual Virginia, I have you guys set up to get into the course. This is what the course looks like. I think most of you have been there, but maybe not all. And what you want to do in the course is click on modules here on the side. And when you click on modules, it will just show you the modules that we're going to be doing. So you notice, for example, we're going to do module 2 and 4, but not 3. So we do start at number 1, and you'll click on the opening activity. And it will take you through some basic information that you need to know about economics. And this first module is on the idea of scarcity. So we'll talk about scarcity in our Zoom session on Wednesday and Thursday of this week. So if you want to participate in that, come on by. We're going to use Pear Deck and see how well that works as a tool for online. But you can either, again, you can come to the Zoom session and work through this with me, or you can just do this on your own. And eventually you'll get to, as you work through this, you'll get to the very end of this module, and this is the long section that has the majority of the content. But you'll get to the end of this module where it will ask you to take a quiz. So after you learn about jobs that are related to economics and the overview of economics, again, I'll get us to the last page here. There will be a scarcity quiz. Now I've set this quiz up for you guys to be able to retake it up to 10 times. So that should be plenty of times for you to be able to try it, ask questions from me, either via email in the Zoom sessions, and get the help that you need to do as well as you would like to on it. And just so you're aware, the reference point that I'm working with here is this. You guys should all be aiming for at least a C. So that C would require you to get a 70% or better on the quiz, and 80% or better will get you to the B level, and a 90% or 100% will get you to the A level. So again, you have 10 retakes on that quiz at the end of the module. So use those attempts well. And again, if you feel more comfortable learning about that through a discussion and the use of some direct instruction through a Pear Deck presentation and interaction, then please come to the Zoom session for your class. If you have a conflict with that for whatever reason, let me know. And if you need to come to another session, we can coordinate you to be able to do that. I've put on each week a little fun activity. So this is not a required thing because there's no check that I'm going to do, no assessment I'm going to do. But as you guys are, looking for things to occupy your time during the week that might be interesting and beneficial to your learning, while also being somewhat fun, I will have, again, one of these games highlighted at the end of the week, and an encouragement to say, hey, if you have any work previous from the course that you need to go back and make up, this would be the great time to do it. So again, you'll see everything that we are doing for the rest of the course. So if you're sitting there saying, you know what, I really just want to plow through some of these Virtual Virginia modules, the good news is you can do that. We're going to have 2 Virtual Virginia modules each week between now and the end of the course. So that's a total of 7 weeks. So 7 times 2 is 14 modules. So really, if you wanted to do 2 modules a day, you would be all squared away in a little over a week of doing this. And the modules are not particularly long. Most of the time they take about 30 minutes a piece. So you could certainly accomplish that goal if that's what you wanted to do, is just to kind of knock this all out. So at this point, again, it's up to you on how you want to approach this. I'm going to continue to post the weekly assignments, and I will continue to do Zoom sessions each week to talk about these topics with you guys. Many of these topics have some very applicable real world learning that we can do as well. So I'll try to incorporate that in what we do each week. But this is where we're going. So hope to see you guys in the Zoom sessions. If not, please make sure that you're reaching out via email or via Remind or whatever other format that you think is the best way to do that. And we'll keep going to make sure that you guys are having the opportunity to continue to learn these really foundational pieces of knowledge and skills that you need to have to say that you're somebody that knows anything about the study of economics. So, with all that being said, I am going to be done, and I again look forward to hearing from you guys, and seeing some of you guys in Zoom over the course of the week. Thanks. Take care. Bye.